All right, there's Diane Bishop from Aortic Health Unlimited. Welcome, 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 my friend.
Thank you.
We
Thank you,
are getting
darling.
started on our Medical Monday. So let's see what we're talking about here. Because our memories, it's like, did I even eat breakfast? Well, I know for sure that I did today, but let alone what I posted last week. So let's see. All right, so this is going to be a conversation. We just talked about this, I think, and somebody posted this actually. So we're very well aware about the importance of having a blood pressure cuff. We talk about that all the time, as often as we can. But many have smartwatches. So whether that's your Apple Watch or a Galaxy Watch, uh, there's a couple different brands, Fitbit, all these watches that yell at me and say, "Get off your butt, go move." That's what they tell me to do. It's time to move. You should move your body. But the devices are actually meant really to help us do things like that, to help us track our steps, to help us maybe remember to intake more water, maybe to look at our oxygen levels. I know my watch does that, your heart rate, and so much more. But now they're starting to actually monitor our blood pressure. Now, I do not have that. And I know that my Samsung was supposed to offer it. That's why I bought it. But the FDA has not approved the blood pressure capabilities in Apple Watches or Samsung watches just yet. But there are many that do and have been given that approval. How do you begin? Where do you begin searching? So there was an article in Healthline that was written by Catherine Watson and medically reviewed by Dr. Deborah Sullivan, and it was called "The Five Best Blood Pressure Watches of 2023." So this is very recent article, and Watson actually states that the best watch capable of monitoring your blood pressure. It varies depending on price, battery life, and other features that you might be looking for. So this can include if it has FDA approval and whether it's waterproof. So there's many factors I think that go into determining what's best and what isn't. And not all of these are actually FDA approved. So wearables with the capability of monitoring your blood pressure have actually become a lot more widely available. And Healthline they do review the watches that pass their strict medical vetting process to provide everyone with the best options available. So we can actually take a look at a couple of these watches because I thought they were kind of interesting. Let's see. So, and some of them I've never even heard of these styles before. I will say that the further you go from the heart, probably not necessarily as accurate, although I would take it to your doctor and make sure you can calibrate it. The best type of blood pressure cuff to have is the arm, hands down.
Exactly.
The next would be your wrist because it's so much easier to travel. And according to Dr. Stacy Fisher, there shouldn't be much variance between the wrist and the arm as long as everything is being put on properly and sized properly. But again, you want to only take your blood pressure in the arm that tends to run higher if you're able to, if you don't have any restrictions like lymphedema or something like that. So, Omron, Omron, tried and true, trusted, verified as an organization to get your blood pressure cuffs from. They are one of the top organizations, top companies. This is actually FDA cleared. So if you want to feel better about the wearable you're going to get, then get yourself the Omron watch. So what that's not going to do is allow you to make phone calls, allow you to take calls. It's probably not going to let you do text messaging and check your Facebook because this really is just a health monitoring watch. I mean, it is not waterproof. And the life on the battery, it looks like it takes every 2 days, you're going to have to do a charge. It's $3 signs. This watch is pretty pricey. I'll tell you that, pretty pricey. And from if you can already tell the thickness in the band, it's going to blow up on your wrist. That's what it does. So it creates pressure. I've not really tried it, but it will work with both Apple and with an Android. So, and people do say it tends to be a little bulky. Your best value in a watch is going to be this Fit 7 smartwatch that also tracks your sleep, tracks your steps. It's very reliable, they say, for an inexpensive watch. It does not say here that it is FDA approved. They're not talking about it, so I'm not sure. But this one looks more like a what's it called? Fitbit, my brain. That's called More Pro Activity Tracker. So as you can see, we're getting through different price points, how long the batteries last, what they do. This will track some vitals. Again, we are lacking all of the other features that people tend to get watches for, like phones and text messages and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of them that are listed here. I'm not seeing anything that says FDA approved in anything other than Omron, but you know, check them out. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of these off of uh, Amazon